What is goody, y'all? It's your boy Shacked.
And I'm Bolo, and welcome back to Q The Breakdown. Today we got a big homie in the house, probably one of the DJs with the best hair that I've seen in a while. We got Maximo in the building.
Yes, sir.
This guy just slicked it up right before he walked up, huh?
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
He had pomade in the car,
just ready to go. Yeah, I hit the gym and just did a little in the back of the car, new shirt on, slick back the hair, ready to go. So.
Dialed.
couldn't even tell, bro. God damn.
I thought you woke up with that, bro. Dude, we're super stoked to have you on, man. You've been absolutely crushing out here in San Diego. You're actually probably one of the first people that I saw perform out here in San Diego, interestingly enough.
Oh, cool.
I had no idea who you were, but it was at Avenue, and I just remember you had like the craziest energy on stage, and everyone was jumping, and then eventually I found out you were Maximo, and now we're here, bro, full circle.
Love it, man. Love Avenue, too. I mean, honestly, I think that was the first gig I got in San Diego. Really? Was like a Wednesday night opening slot when I first moved down here 4 years ago. I was just so happy to get anything. But still to this day, I'll be like, oh, yeah, let's do Avenue just because the crowd there is just so fun.
Dude,
you know?
I've never played Avenue, but I'm playing there for the first time this week with Jared.
Yeah. I'm playing there the first time this week.
Let's go.
Not the first time, but yeah, let's go.
I'm stoked, bro. So you're not originally from San Diego?
Man, I kind of have a crazy background. So my dad lives in Australia. He's not Australian, but he grew up in L.A., met my mom actually in Seattle, so that's where I was born. But when I was in second grade, I moved to New Zealand.
Wow.
And I actually mostly grew up in New Zealand. So most of my childhood that I remember, all of what they call elementary school, primary school, grew up in New Zealand, did all of middle school in New Zealand, and then 1 year of college, which is high school.
Oh, really?
Over there.
What?
All in New Zealand, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
They call it college?
Well, they call it college. It's just it starts 1 year earlier than high school in the U.S.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
But dude, it was a really cool experience. Very, very blessed to have that, and growing up in a whole nother country, and then coming back. I ended up coming back for high school. Went to high school on a little island right off of Seattle.
Okay.
Moved to Florida for college. Never been to Florida. Just wanted to check it out. Super cheap rent. Living on the beach.
Nice.
And that's actually more so where I really got into, dance music down there because they have a huge scene, right? That's when Electro House was really on, and all these guys were kind of popping. Avicii was just coming out, Alesso, Swedish House Mafia. So those early college years were definitely a big impact on getting in that house scene and just getting inspired by it, I guess you could say.
Right.
But yeah, so right after I graduated college, moved to Santa Cruz, California.
Nice.
Just because I love surfing, and
fuck yeah.
I was like, let's just check this place out. It's
Follow the water.
iconic place of California to surf.
Yeah.
It was the first quick history lesson. I think the first wave was Steamer's Lane. The Hawaiians came over, I think in the 30s, and carved out from the redwoods, a massive longboard and surfed in Santa Cruz in 1930s. So it was the first wave ever surfed in the U.S.
Caught the first wave.
Cut the first wave. So I just, there's a lot of cool history with surfing and energy there. So I ended up moving there after college just on a whim with a buddy. And then I was like, all right, there's not enough going on here. So then I moved to San Diego, about 4 years ago. So
wow.
Yeah, kind of from all over. So there's my backbone. I know that's a lot.
That's a lot, honestly, bro.
It's easier to go through it all, just so you can get the idea.
That's facts.
That is a lot of different places.
You've been everywhere.
Yeah, there's I think it's 7 places I've lived. So.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I noticed,
yeah. Let's go.
I noticed you not only are a killer house DJ, you sell houses.
Absolutely, man. It's all part of the brand.
Dude, let's go, bro.
Okay.
Are you actually a full-time realtor too?
Dude, I am, and yeah, so that's my primary source of income, right now. And obviously, lately the music's actually been more full-time right now. And I know there's kind of a shift in the market with real estate.
Right.
But what's really cool about doing real estate is I work for myself. So every day, I wake up, I decide my schedule. And what's cool, it's some days or some weeks or some months even I have really slow months. It's I just get to be creative and focus on music.
That's sick, man.
So I definitely very blessed for having that career, and then also so much of my time is in my music bucket too.
Yeah.
Right.
So
that's a blessing, bro. Honestly.
Yeah, dude.
It's a good life.
When'd you get into real estate?
I got in. So I was actually doing music much before real estate. I actually got in. I transferred with a job. So that's part of the reason why I moved down here. I requested with my last company to move to San Diego. I was working at Enterprise Rent-A-Car. So I was one of those guys, like you go to Enterprise, show up, suit and tie. I'd be checking you into the car. That was me. That's so, I moved down. I was like a manager for that, for the office up in Santa Cruz on Ocean Boulevard up there. And I put in a request, transferred here, and I was like, what am I still doing? I don't want to work, these crazy hours like I was working for, somebody else, right? Getting them paid. And I was like, I just didn't have any time to myself. So I just, I met some friends that were doing real estate, and they were just always had free time and were doing fun stuff, and they got to work for themselves. So that definitely influenced me to be like, I just want to, work for myself and have more freedom. So it definitely gave me that ability. And then as soon as I kind of stopped, working for that, it wasn't even a 9 to 5. It was like a 7 to 7 p.m., like 12-hour days. It was terrible, man. Yeah. So
it's like all commission based too.
It wasn't, dude. It was hourly.
Bad.
And then I got to a point where when you are a manager, it becomes salary, but it wasn't anything to write home about for like all the hours I was working. So
a long day, bro.
Oh, it's terrible, man. Dude. Yeah, talk about freedom. But like that honestly made me, what's really cool about that is like it made me get a much higher work ethic. It's like I was working 12-hour days. It's like, all right, now I can, work half that and then apply those other 6 hours to working on tracks or, getting booked for shows. So yeah, like a lot more time to just like focus on, my energy and my imagination. So I guess that kind of was the long route, but
that's killer,
that kind of answers the question. I hope.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, bro, and everything's a learning experience.
Dude, totally. Yeah, and it's even like having those really hard times make you super grateful for when you're like, man, I'm up, I'm like working for myself. I got all these cool things going. And it's like I wouldn't appreciate them as much without having those 12-hour gnarly work.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, dude. You're putting 12 hours of your day, like a new job, like you're maybe 8 max, some like days you can work 6 hours.
Totally.
That's like double that time that or take half of the time you're originally working. You can put an hour of that into music, 2 hours into music, it doesn't matter. And you're still not working as much as you were before.
Oh, it's great, man.
Like mentally, I'm sure that was huge for you.
Huge. Dude. Yeah, huge. And now I can actually go work out, do things.
We get it. He said 3 times I work out. I got here, I worked out. I got here from the gym. I got to do my hair. Man. We see it, bro. God damn. What size shirt is that? Fuck.
I'm rocking it.
He's rocking. That's funny, bro. I saw you recently had a pretty big booking at Nova.
Yeah.
Cascade.
Yeah.
Dude, tell us about that, man. That's fucking sick.
Yeah, so that, honestly, man, and I'm very grateful for, the Insomniac team. They've definitely been, they've had their eye on me, and I've been talking to, their A&R department for the last 6 months. So kind of, I don't want to say too much, but kind of hush-hush. Got a lot of stuff going on.
We'll bleep this out.
Yeah. Well, no, it doesn't matter, but I mean...
we don't know how to edit.
Yeah. It's going to stay in there.
Oh, fuck.
But no, what's really cool is I'm working on some music, and I've been talking to their A&R team, and they're separate, right? They're booking team, A&R team, but they've definitely been keeping an eye on me and really trying to give me some good shows and things like that. But yeah, man, like 3 years ago, if I were to like play a 3-hour set with Cascade, or share the stage with them, it's like I would have never thought that was even possible, so.
That's crazy,
super grateful for that, experience.
Yeah. It was 3 hours?
Yeah. It's 3 hours,
dude. You opened for 3 hours?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Bro, crazy. I swear to God, I reached out.
You played for like an hour. I played for 3.
They released like the announcement for the show, and my friends were like, yo, you played here already. Reach out, try and play for Cascade. Like all my friends love Cascade.
Yeah.
So talk to Miranda, the booking
chick,
right. And she was like, no, Cascade's going to bring his own support, all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. There's nothing on the show. You played for 3 hours, God damn it.
Dude, that's a long time.
Yeah,
we're going to talk after the podcast. No,
it was good.
You don't go to the gym. What the fuck?
They only hire people that lift.
Okay, fair enough.
We'll get you guys on the plan. I got you.
Oh, there we go.
Something up,
I want the hair plan too. Fuck.
Dude, it's included.
Enough lifting, you start growing hair like that?
Yep.
Or it's because enough surfing, then you go hair like that
too. Honestly, no. Everybody's like, "Do you dye your hair?" Well, it's kind of dark because I just washed on the way here, but I get those highlights just from the sun in the summer.
I bet,
so
dude.
nice. Yeah. Not like those. Those are the real highlights.
No, he surfs, bro. He's full time.
Surfing one time. That came out with this, bro. Dude, let's talk about the recent releases, man. Because you've had some fucking sweet ones.
No, absolutely.
The first one that I kind of want to bring up was that Pepa's remix.
Right.
Banger, bro.
Right.
Banger.
Killer. And the fact that it's out on Spotify too.
I know. It shouldn't be.
It's all good.
No, just for full disclosure, it was a cover, so it wasn't the real singer.
That's
okay.
I heard that's the way to do it now.
Loopholes, baby. Loopholes.
I heard that's the way to go about the remixes nowadays, though.
You kind of have, yeah. So for example, I know Repopulate and Lee Foss's label is really known for doing that. Right? They're known for kind of, I think the big thing is they'll get the edits or get the idea, and then they come in with a singer and they'll do like a re-sing. It's called a re-sing. So
smart.
Just a little bit easier of a process, but you can however get those remixes going. It's just a longer process with getting it signed off from a label
and everything.
Because there's multiple parties in there. But yeah, no, I was super stoked. That's a funny track, by the way. So I did it over Christmas. And it was the day I actually started the track on Christmas Day, and I was super sick with COVID.
Yeah.
Because and my whole family came to San Diego to visit me, and I was like, yeah, I have a little sniffle and I'm feeling kind of like weird. I don't know. And then my mom's like, well, we have COVID tests. I was like, I don't think it's COVID, Mom. Don't worry about it. Next thing you know, I tested, waited a few minutes. I was like, what does this mean? And she's like, you're positive. I was like, no.
Mom, it's COVID.
I was like, let me take one more. Cause I was like, I wasn't feeling that bad.
Right.
Like I didn't have like a crazy cough. I just felt like a little under the weather. I was like, I'm probably just a little sick. Took another, tested positive. I was like, all right, I'm literally just going to lock myself in the room.
Just make bangers.
I did that whole track, I think in like 10 hours.
Damn.
No shit.
With COVID in one day. And I mixed, mastered, and I think I ended up car testing it. I was like, dude, this sounds fucking solid for one sitting. So I don't know if I'm allowed to swear, but.
Oh, fuck yeah, let's fucking do it.
But
just not in the first minute.
Sometimes you're just like going and going and going, and like I don't think I even like looked away from that Ableton project. I was just like super stoked, and I like had nothing else going. I was like, all right, I'm super sick with COVID. I can either sit here and like watch a bunch of movies and like lounge, or I can just like get to work. But yeah, that was a really fun track to make, and I just remember doing it in like one sitting, and then later kind of mixed and mastered it a little bit better myself. But pretty much did it all like in one day on Christmas Day with COVID.
That's crazy.
Michael Jordan status, Game 7, literally. Sick as fuck. What a guy.
Dude, I know what you mean though. Like when you get like in that zone,
it's like that flow state.
You're dialed.
Yeah.
But then there's other days too. I probably haven't been producing as long as you, but then there's other days where I'm just like staring at the screen, just like going through 80,000 kicks. And
oh
I'm
yeah.
just like,
oh yeah, dude. I'm so big on my kicks. Claps, hi-hats. Like I take forever. It's like you get that recipe with all three of those in a track. You're like, the track's destined to be good. It's like, it's going to be a good house track.
I think one of my toxic producer traits is I kind of always, once I found that kick, I was like, oh yeah, this is the one. Then every time I start a new project, I'm just like, I'll fuck around, try to find a cool kick. I'm like, you know what, dude, fuck this. I just go back to the same
one.
Dude, I think I have like 3 kicks that are pretty much in all of my tracks. And I don't even tune them. Like I know some people are super big on like, oh, if you're in F minor, like you got to have your kick in F minor.
Right.
And like everything else. And I'm just like, this kick sounds sick. I'm going to use it for every track.
Fuck yeah. You got to have your own sound, bro.
Exactly. Well, even John says that. John Summit says that, and like
you guys are boys like that.
He said John on a first name basis.
Nah. Well, no, we played some shows together, and we actually were pretty close before he got super popular. So it's been really inspirational to me to even just see like the projection of that guy.
Dude.
Because now he's like the tech house icon. Like
For
him
real.
and Fisher are kind of like the 2 iconic guys I would say right now.
True.
But he even says that he's like, yeah, man, I pretty much have like 5 kicks that I choose from, like maybe like 8 hi-hats, and that's like why his drums all sound super similar. But it's good. It like works with his brand, right?
That's true though.
You can hear a Summit beat, you're like, yeah, that's John Summit.
Yeah.
But then like that's part of what you want though. I imagine.
That's what I'm
Totally
saying.
what
You,
you want.
you gotta have
Yeah.
a sound, bro.
People know your style now.
Yeah. And it's probably so quick. He's probably like, all right, made a drum loop in like 20 minutes.
Dude,
You know?
literally.
I'm drunk and I'm high.
That's it. That's all he records.
And I made a banger, man.
Number one on Beatport. How long did that take you to make? 2 hours?
Wait, number one on
Overnight.
Beatport.
Yeah, I think you subliminally knew what you were doing. When you
Wait,
said
yeah.
that.
Speaking of number one on Beatport over here, what the fuck?
Because we did see recently that you had a track go number one on the tech house charts on Beatport, man.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
So,
congrats.
Funny story with that track. This is super random. Let me take you back a few steps with that. So,
All right.
Okay.
my good friend Cameron, who I started it with, who's better known as Rose Garden. That's his stage name.
Oh,
His last name's Rosales, which means Garden of Roses. So that's where he gets it from.
That's
Rose
beautiful.
Garden.
Sick. Is your first name Maximo?
It is. It's my real name. So I was like,
convenient.
there's like a few other Maximos on Spotify, but I was like, I'm just gonna take it. So I mean, some people get me confused with Maximono. That's the only
Yeah,
thing.
it was me.
Everybody's like, dude,
That was me.
Really?
they're like,
I swear to
dude,
God.
they're like, dude, I know you. And I was like, do you? They're like, yeah, I have some of your tracks. And I was like, and then I check and I'm like, no, that's Maximono. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
oh.
No, for sure. I mean, I've been seeing you pop up everywhere, bro. I started I'm like, wait, Maximono's here. Maximono's here. Oh, wait, no, wait, hold on.
It's a different one. It's a different one.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Well, now I'm catching up. I'm
Yeah.
like, we're kind of neck.
No, you
neck
are,
now.
in fact.
Neck
And
to
no
neck.
disrespect either, bro.
Hey, I looked up
Like,
Maximo on
he's been
I'm
Spotify.
in
just
the
glad
scene
you
longer.
said that. That makes me
He's been in the sing logger.
makes me feel so much better about these past months. Goddamn.
Yeah.
But dude, the number one tech house track on Beatport.
So yeah, man, I was really excited. So Cameron and I basically super random. I saw him on a recap. I saw his song play on like a recap video for like a festival, and I was like, dude, who made this track? Hit him up. I found him. Hit him up on Instagram. Next thing you know, he's like, yeah, man, I used to live in San Diego. I used to live in PB. Just like the absolute boy. He was like randomly here. He's from LA, or he's living in LA right now. But he just drove down for a weekend, and we just hit it off. And we pretty much did the whole track in one sitting over the weekend. We were playing it out for a year and a half. and
Really?
finally got it released. Well, we actually it got released on Hood Politics Records. So
Nice.
DJ Susan signed it, but
Legend.
they took Hood Poly. It took a little while to get it actually registered and into production. But yeah, it took about, I'd say, like 9 months or something to finally
Damn.
come out. Once we got it signed, I mean, Hood Poly was
That's fine,
super
bro.
bad.
Trust the process.
Yeah,
I mean,
trust the process.
Burko, we just had him on a couple weeks ago, and he just released that track with Sunburn, bro. And they
Right.
said a year and a half,
Unreal.
a year and a half.
Yeah.
Great track too. Great track.
You never know what's gonna happen. You just gotta stick with it.
Right. No, so it was really cool just working with Cam. We just hit it up, and now we're like best friends, dude. Honestly, we're doing a bunch of stuff together, bunch more tracks,
That's fire.
just boys.
Yeah, I bet he lifts too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, he's way bigger than me, bro. That
All
guy's
right.
jacked. Dude. That guy's freaking. I got to get on his chest workout plan.
Dude, does surfing help you get jacked or what? 'Cause-
Definitely not.
Really?
Definitely not.
Really? Cardio?
It gets you a lot of cardio. It gets
There
you
you go.
slim, dude. Makes
Dude.
you feel really good though.
Yeah,
You start surfing.
I used to surf
It's
heavy,
good
bro,
for the
in
soul.
high school.
It's good for the soul. So, but yeah, man, we did that track and super just hit it off. And next thing you know, it was like we were basically checking on song stats. So I don't know if you guys know that, but it'll tell you where it's placing,
Right.
like in real time. Like I think it resets every day at like midnight or 9 p.m. And you can see where it's hitting on those Beatport charts. And we were like, whoa, we cracked like top 20 on like tech house releases overall. We're like, that's pretty insane. Then the next day, I think it made it all the way to like 11. And we're like, oh shit, we're gonna like crush it. And then I think it went from 11 to 5, and then it went from 5 to 2. And we're like, I had so much stress that day, dude. I was like,
Really?
all right, I cannot have number 2
Yeah.
on the tech
Yeah.
house release charts. It
No
needs to go
runner-ups,
at
bro.
this
No
point,
runner-ups.
It needs to go number 1. And like DJ Susan came down, he took me to lunch, and it was like still sitting at number 2. He's like, nah, dude, you're all good. I was like, it hasn't hit number 1. We can't
Yeah.
celebrate yet. We can't celebrate. So we celebrated a day early, and then next thing you know, he's calling me at like 6 a.m., blowing my phone up. It's like, we got number 1. We're freaking celebrating.
He was number one.
Yeah.
Dude,
So
Bro, fuck
Sick,
yeah,
man.
props,
super
dude.
cool, and it's full circle, man, right? Because it's like Hood Politics, DJ Susan, great friend of mine. Like it's local, right? And
Yeah.
and I think the really cool thing that separates San Diego from the rest of the music scene is it's so collaborative, right? Like
Right.
signing that
100%,
with my
bro.
boy, signing that on his label in San Diego, and like we're doing this together, right? Like we're all kind of, even you inviting me to this interview, right? It's such a
Right.
collaborative experience. I think I don't want to pick on LA, but it's a lot more
Oh, we pick on
shallow
LA a lot
relationship.
on this podcast, bro. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Say what you gotta say. Fuck it.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, LA in small doses, right? But the cool thing with San Diego is it's so collaborative. There's just so much soul and like love here and support for each other. And I think it's not about me. It's not about, all these other DJs. It's like, hey, what are we doing together? What are we building? We're building kind of the next generation of the house scene. I think, we're really putting this place on the map.
Oh, for sure.
Kid you not, probably every single person that we've had on this episode, most of them have all been from San Diego. Not from, but they reside here now.
Yeah.
Right.
They've all brought up that exact same point.
Right.
It's
right.
Like,
it's awesome,
it's
man.
a straight community here.
Right.
And it's like everyone's going up together.
Yeah.
Which is super dope.
Right.
So
right.
It's exciting, and you're setting a good precedent, which is fucking tight, man.
That's it, man. Just spread positive energy, love, and that stuff returns, Like it really
100%.
does. Like your mindset, how you interact with people, like people pick up on that and they want to be around it, right?
I was gonna say, bro, DJ Mag. I saw you recently got featured on there, so they must have picked up on the good vibes. Tell me about that, man. How'd that go?
Yeah, no. So that was really kind of unexpected, to say the least. So very grateful for that experience. I had a friend of a friend that kind of knew the team down there, so it was actually the Latin American one. So if you go on a DJ Mag, it's like all in Spanish.
Really?
So
I honestly
I gotta use Google Translate.
Bolo's like, I know Spanish. I know Spanish.
I know it. Bolo knows. So yeah, man. He was like, hey, like we might be able to get you a feature in. They would, they're like, hey, they'd write up the article, do everything for you. He's like, just send like a bio, send some like pictures of you and the boys. And it was kind of just like, honestly, like a shot in the dark. But I think what was really cool was how fast the record got to number one, like the experience, like the inspiration behind the record. So I think they really liked that story. So they ended up picking it up.
That's sick.
So again, super grateful. Like I was so stoked. I think I found it because my buddy was like, on DJ Mag, one of my South American producers that I'm friends with, he like saw it on there and he's like, dude, you made DJ Mag? And I like didn't realize yet. And I was like, no way. They like featured me. I was
dude,
like,
I thought it was Maximo, but it was you, bro.
Exactly.
Nah, bro, that's so sick.
Yeah.
That is sick.
And that fires you up too. You're like, all right, I know I can do this. What am I gonna do next? What is it? What's the next one gonna be about? Like
exactly. It's like now you've set that bar, right?
Yeah.
You're like it's already happened. It's already been done. Like what's the next? What's like the next bar that I can get to?
100%.
And I think so much of that is house music, right? Like you get to that like that one group or that you hit that one target. You're like, all right, did it. What's next?
Right.
What next label can I get to, or what next show or festival I can do?
They're looking at you. They're like, look at this guy's hair. This guy hits the fucking gym.
This guy lives.
He's a surfer. They're gonna put you on the cover. God damn it! I can see all of it. I know what's going down. What the fuck?
DJ Mag.
That's it, man. Definitely smile a lot. Yeah.
Dude, so I'm glad you brought that up because we do want to know like what's next, bro. What do you got in the works? Anything exciting you can leak?
Yeah, let's see. I don't know. I signed that NDA. I don't know how much I can say on this over here. No, man. Yeah, definitely a lot of exciting stuff. And, one thing I really haven't been putting a lot of new music out. I've been kind of holding it. And I know, if you come to some of my live shows, I'm definitely playing like almost my entire set is unreleased.
Dude,
so I'd say, 15 to 20 tracks right now I'm just sitting on, and a lot of like I've just kind of been slowly improving them, just getting them all kind of dialed. I'd say, there's that many, but there's probably more like 6 to 8 new tracks that I'm like, these are sick. I'm really stoked on it. I can't wait to send these to labels. So one thing with me is I'm actually leaving to go to Sacramento to get them mixed tomorrow with a buddy up there.
Really?
So we have some studio time that we booked. So
this guy's on the move.
I'm moving, man. No stopping me. Stopping me. I'm sober for a few more months here. I'm just super dialed. Yeah, man. Nothing against it. I was having way
mad
too
respect.
much. I almost died this summer, bro.
Okay.
Had one bad.
I was having way too much fun.
Buddy had one bad hangover. He's like, yep.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it again.
One too many White
I
Claws.
didn't hit that chest workout.
One too many White Claws. A little bit too much pre-workout.
Yeah, it was the tequila.
Dude, speaking of being on the move, you just got back from a trip from Europe, right?
Yeah.
Was that music related or how did that go?
Yeah, absolutely. So really how that worked is we actually planned a boys trip
for the boys
to go out there, and we were talking about it. We had like a WhatsApp chat. One of my guys from Ireland, one of my boys from Italy, one of my buddies from Florida, and then another friend here in San Diego with me. We're all planning this trip, and we had a WhatsApp chat, and it was kind of like, this might happen, this might not. And then I ended up just being like, dude, I booked a flight. Like, you boys gonna come or what? And then they slowly kind of booked it, and then it kind of evolved, and we're like, all right, now we got an Airbnb in Ibiza, like Ibiza, whatever, however you want to say it. I know everybody says Ibiza. Lisp or not, but anyway, so we had that like all booked, and I played the June Splash House, and I played at the Saguaro stage.
Yeah, baby.
And kind of how this all worked was I met Rowan, Second City, there, and we kind of kicked it off, and then he had another show at Bang Bang like 2 weeks later, and we met up again, kind of hung out, and I just brought up that I was going to Ibiza in the conversation. And he's like, man, wait, what day are you flying out? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, dude, change your flight. Come out with me. I got all these cool shows. I'll be with all the boys out there, like all the big DJs. And I was like, are you serious? Because I'm down to do that. Called my airline the next day. I said it was like a family emergency. They literally changed everything for free. Didn't pay anything extra. And I called the hotel that I was staying at, and it ended up just paying the same rate, kind of just moved my days over there.
Super clutch.
Literally everything worked out, so streamlined. So flew out there, met with Second City, and he had shows with like Nick Fanciulli, one of my favorite artists, John Summit, obviously.
You mean John?
John.
Just John.
Just John.
Just John.
Yeah.
Just Johnny Boy. First name basis. So yeah, man, that was like, it was very unexpected. And super grateful because I got to network. I got to just be around the energy, right?
Maximo, let's talk about like a dream venue. I know you've been traveling, checking all these cool venues out there. You got one in mind or what?
Man, if I could go back to Ibiza and play it like high Ibiza, right?
Mm-hmm. With John.
Oh, come on. Just a B2B set. Oh,
man.
No, or even like Ushuaia. So I ended up getting booked at the Hard Rock.
Out
Which
there?
I believe, Hard Rock Ibiza. And it was like an all-white, exclusive, kind of like luxury rooftop party.
Yeah.
It was, it was like mellow. It was like, this is sweet, man.
Right.
So I did get officially booked in Ibiza, for the record. But
Put it on the record.
if I could play at Ushuaia, if I could play at high, like definitely like dream venues,
Right.
Definitely dream venues. And I think what's cool is it's the same owner as the Hard Rock. I think they're
really?
like all the same. It's like all the same guy, which is really cool.
So you're halfway there.
Halfway there. I technically already played. So
Let's talk about a dream collab.
dream collab. Wow. Okay. Man, there'd be a lot of different collabs I'd want to do.
Bro, don't be afraid. You can just ask. I'm right here, dog. Let's go.
Let's get him on it.
Come on, dude.
That's it. Hey, we'll do a collab, man.
Let's go, baby. Come on.
And Bolo too.
We're down.
Dream collab, man. There's so many. I really like what Diplo does, and I think he does a really cool job of doing these like collabs that are almost like completely out of genre, right? Like he'll do kind of these, South American collabs or like African or just there's so much culture with his music.
Take my horse, the old town.
He'll do country, literally anything. And I think that's like very eye opening to somebody like me. It's like, I'm doing mostly tech house, but it's, eventually I do want to do stuff with more like live musicians, more singers. And I do work with a lot of singers right now, mostly female singers, but
Well, I know a good singer is not female. Let's go.
Let's go. It's the next one. But man, like a dream collab, it's hard to say. I'm not one to say like favorite artists. I have so many influences and so many other, producers I look up to.
Right.
But even doing something with like Cascade or Deadmau5 or some of these really iconic guys that like when I was in high school, I was just, before I even had an iPhone, like just playing that stuff on my iPod and getting inspired,
The shuffle, no
I
screen.
remember it's like one of my favorite all-time tracks, like
Dude,
doing something with like either of those goats would just be so cool, or even like Rufus or just,
Dude.
all those guys, right? They're just great musicians and songwriters. So
I think to touch on Diplo real quick. 'Cause
Sure.
I agree. He's like a huge inspiration.
Yeah.
I see him as just like damn near a composer, bro, because I feel like he'll have an idea and he knows like, all right, we need this singer, we need this person on it, this person on it, this one would do great, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's always a hit.
Right. I mean, the guys.
Dude, the guy
I mean,
won.
it's cool to see how much he's built it up, but what's cool is he can put out anything and it's like part of his brand, It's
Right.
like it doesn't matter what he's doing. He's just like
true.
he'll put it out and it'll it'll just get like 100 million plays.
Yeah.
You know?
He has a huge market. People are going to be intrigued no matter what it is or anything like that, you know?
Right. Right.
Dude, I wanted to ask you, do you have like a most
An OnlyFans?
traumatizing...
Oh,
Oh, my
traumatizing.
My bad.
Uh-oh.
Saw the hair.
Saw the hair.
Do you have like a most traumatizing gig experience off the top of your head?
Oof.
We're like, damn, that shit sucked.
There's never been any traumatizing gig experiences ever. For the record, no. I would say
That wraps up the episode. Thanks, guys.
Let's see. Yeah, man, where have I been traumatized? I would say bringing it back to Avenue that first Wednesday. I like just never really had stage time. This was like 3 years ago.
Karaoke night.
Huh?
Karaoke night.
Karaoke night. Here we go. I'm singing. Yeah. No singing. But I wouldn't say it was traumatizing, but there was definitely like a few tracks that I think I ripped, or they weren't like really. I think they weren't really showing up on Record Box, and I just had to do it by ear for whatever reason. And some of them were like not coming clean. And you know, when it's like one of your first shows, you're like, "Am I doing this right? What are people doing?" So
Yeah.
Anyways, after having that like first experience, it definitely was scary, but it made me a lot more confident. And now it's just like, obviously. Back then, I didn't even have equipment to practice on. So I couldn't even I'd load Record Box onto my USB, and like some of them, like the waveforms wouldn't show up at Avenue, and I was like, what am I doing? But now it's like I get to practice a lot beforehand and get it all dialed. But I wouldn't say it was traumatizing. It was just like, you know, more lessons to be learned, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Learn from your failures.
It's a big learning experience.
Exactly.
A lot of those happen.
The extra
especially
hairs on
playing
the chest?
shows.
Yeah, exactly.
You said what? Especially what?
What? He's got hair in his chest? What?
Just clean
What about a most memorable show? You got one of those? You're like, damn, that was my favorite show to date.
All summer. Jeez.
Yeah?
No, they were just so much fun. I would say the most memorable show was probably this last Splash House, just because that festival to me is like iconic.
Right.
I mean, like hot girls in bikinis, like all your boys.
We got girlfriends. Relax.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, you guys don't say anything.
Hot boys.
I'm single.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, hot everybody, right? Come on. No, but man, it was really fun because I was just up there with like all my good buddies, and just the energy was just so supreme. It was like, I think it was like 115 degrees that day, which is just outlandishly hot. And like I couldn't even really touch like even the cue buttons.
No way.
But what was really hot was on the mixer. Like all the knobs were just like steaming hot. So
like,
I was literally
that wasn't the weather, baby. That wasn't
DJ thing, and I wasn't trying to. I was like, ow, this hurts.
That wasn't the weather, dog. It was the tracks. I'm telling you.
It was the tracks.
That's so funny. That is what DJs do. How they're just like,
Yeah. That was me. That was me on that Saturday. But no, definitely that's just such. It was such a fun, and that was the second time I played it. First time I was like actually an artist on the lineup. The previous time, last year I was just artist support. But super
That's
grateful. Like that festival just has like a place in my heart, you know, just because a lot of people from San Diego go there, and it's just
hella heads.
super good energy, right? Super good energy. And Palm Springs, come on, pool party, Palm Springs.
Girls in
Beautiful
bikinis.
girls.
God,
Dudes in
those
girls in
golf
bikinis.
courses are fucking beautiful. God.
It's all great. It's all great.
It's only golf courses.
It's
That's
all
all
great.
Jared.
It's only
Dude.
golf courses.
You're doing a lot of big bookings right now. Super Sick, Splash House, Super Sick. I know we meant to touch on that, so I'm glad you brought that up.
Sure.
Twice in a row, right? You played that last year?
I played it last year, August, and then this last June I played.
That's sick, bro. Are you
the
doing
second
all
time.
your bookings independently right now? Or are you working with management?
Yeah, I do have some. I don't want to say like I have a go-to manager right now. I definitely have friends helping out.
Did you sign an NDA? Is that what you're like?
No.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
I don't want to say like I have a go-to manager right now. I definitely have friends that are, you know, like one's more local here, another one's more local in like LA. So I can kind of go through them. So to answer your question, you know, if I get booked or reached out to, I just kind of send them my info, and they kind of schedule it. But a lot of the time it's just like, hey, what can you find me? And we'll figure out a cool rate. And I want to hook you up too and make it worth your while. Because for me, it's like not so much the income. It's like just getting that exposure.
Right.
Being on the stage with Cascade for 3 hours, like getting that exposure.
Dick.
is completely priceless. You're like, I wanted that. I
just wanted 30 minutes.
I wanted that.
Fuck.
But yeah, as far as management, like, you know, I definitely have a lot of support and friends, and you know, it's like a full circle thing. You know, there's not like one.
That's how
one
it should be,
go-to.
honestly. Bro.
That's how it should be. Yeah,
Facts.
yeah. So, and I still do a lot of it myself. You know, if it's just like, hey, can you play here? We can work out something. If it's like a friend or whatever. So,
dude, I'm not gonna lie. I forgot how. One time I just came across your electronic
OnlyFans.
press kit.
oh, my EPK,
Your
cool.
EPK.
It's getting out there.
And I was
It's getting
like,
leaked.
It's getting out there. No, honestly, I think it was up through your Instagram or something.
Oh, cool.
I clicked on your OnlyFans link in your bio.
Yep.
and then that came
OnlyFans.
up.
I knew it was.
That's not supposed to
so
be
it was
on here.
real. It was real. It was real.
But dude, I was like,
For everything right now, dude. You guys see how much you can get on OnlyFans? It's crazy.
bro, you know that
I ain't getting that. I'm not getting that much. Honestly, I've heard the fucking numbers, but fuck, dude.
gotta get your content up, bro.
I get my hair up.
Dude, totally off topic, but you know that Catch Me Outside girl from Dr. Phil? She said, Catch Me Outside. How about that?
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right, her name.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I do. Totally.
Yeah, totally, bro. Come on.
Totally.
Well, whatever. That was like a fucking meme. Catch Me Outside. How about that? She was on Dr. Phil. Said that she was like super petty. As soon as she turned 18, the day she turned 18, she made an OnlyFans and she made like 50 mil her first year and just like
Whoa.
retired. And now she's just like,
Whoa. And that's when you just throw that money into investments and live off those
Literally.
dividends.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm not making that much.
dude,
Yeah, I'm not quite there either, to be honest.
What do I? Fuck.
you need hair like that, bro.
You're right.
Back to your press kit though. I saw that, literally immediately went through it. I was like, that's super sick. Scratched my entire EPK and just started from scratch because that thing was dialed, bro.
Thank you, man. Yeah, and shout to the Candy Flip team. That's one of the first labels I actually signed with, and they're a Colombian-based tech house label.
Okay.
They actually helped with so much of that, man, and
That's
super
sick.
grateful for Juan. Big shout to Juan. He's the owner of Candy Flip, but his whole
you,
team
Juan.
did that for me.
Okay.
They're like, hey, like you should. I was like, EPK. I mean, I heard of it. I knew what it was, but I was like, do I really need that? They're like, dude, this was like maybe 2 years ago when I was still kind of getting acclimated to how everything
Right.
works, bookings.
It's like a resume.
It is, and it looks good. And even if a venue doesn't ask for it, I have it attached on my email.
Yeah, there you go.
So when I'm, in contact with whoever's booking me, it's like even if they don't ask, they can still, oh, cool, who's this guy? All right, he's the artist. It's got my Spotify, SoundCloud, and then EPK, so they can check it out, right? It's kind of like that extra resume, like you said.
They're not looking at they see the picture and they see they're like, bro, the hair.
And
God
you're
damn
in.
it.
Yeah. No, if you want, I could probably get you in touch with those
Juan?
guys. Juan,
Juan, we'll hit you, man.
Good
Because I
man.
had like that one pager and I was trying to squeeze in like all the info I could on just like one page.
Yeah, mine's like a little booklet.
Dude, I saw that,
Yeah.
bro. It was like a whole like presentation.
It's like a whole presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I like everything just being dialed and like mint.
Dude.
We're talking about
Man.
OnlyFans now. Let's go.
OnlyFans!
Baby.
That OnlyFans.
Maximo, it's been a pleasure, man. I
Yeah.
think we're nearly at our time here. We do appreciate you coming on. If you want to stick around, we'd be happy to talk more about OnlyFans, but
Yeah.
any other
Next episode, OnlyFans.
anything else you want to throw out to the viewers, man?
Oof! Now you're putting me on the spot. I'm nervous.
that
I'm
was on the
nervous.
spot. I'm sorry.
No, man. One thing with me is we brought it up before, like energy. Like I'm super big on energy, and it's not like whoever's got the most talent, whoever's got the most connections. I think naturally those things slowly develop. Like when I first moved here, I didn't really know anybody in San Diego, and I'm all self-taught with Ableton and music production, and
Let's go.
I'm a drummer. I started
Me
playing
too.
drums. Nice, dude. Yeah, I started playing like
Let's
5.
go.
I didn't know what I was doing, but I was
Fuck
just
yeah.
banging stuff in my garage. But yeah, so I come from like a more percussive background. I know a little guitar. I'm definitely not epic in any way, but mostly drums. But for me, it's like, what you put in is what you get out, right?
Right.
That's what and the universe tells you that's what you're going to receive. So for everybody out there that wants to get into music production, it's not like, you do it overnight, you're going to be a Cascade or a Dead Mouse. You definitely have to put in the work. You definitely have to be passionate, and like, most people only see the easy, the cool.
Right.
You're playing at Splash House, you're playing with Cascade, but there's so much underneath the iceberg, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Down here, and there's stress. There's like,
There's bad
sending
hair
your mix
days.
in. There's like, oh, this mix didn't work. So there's so much behind it, right? That goes into it, and most people just see that tip of the iceberg, the fun stuff.
Right.
So for all the viewers out there, you know, stick with it. If you're interested and you're passionate about it, like keep doing it, stay with it. And I've told myself that every day, you know, it's just like, you know, don't set these crazy goals, but just get the day dialed first.
Yeah.
Get through the day, do as much as you can, and like win every day, one day at a time, you know, and that's really how I live.
Let's go.
So yeah.
Dude, I know what you mean entirely about that energy, man, because I feel like since the first day I met you, which was not too long ago,
Yeah.
and even just like through social media and stuff and through your sets, the energy that you put out, like it's literally like infectious.
Oh, I love it, man.
It's sick,
yeah.
man.
Yeah. And even like DJ Susan, right? I think, you know, he's kind of the fearless leader for the tech house guys here in San Diego. And the same thing with him, man, like super genuine, right? And like at the end of the day, like if I croak tomorrow or get hit by something, I don't want to say that.
It doesn't.
Don't say that. But you know, like at the end of the day, like how do I want to be remembered, or like what's my reputation? Do I want to be the guy that like doesn't talk to anybody, that just is super stoic and plays a set and like leaves, or do I want to be the guy that's just like willing to help other people or up and coming producers and share that energy and share that passion, right? Because I want to do this as a group, you know?
Right.
It's that much more fun. So,
dude, let's go, bro.
Boom,
Maximo,
let's go.
I'm fired
Let's
up,
go.
bro. Let's hit the studio after
Let's
this.
hit the studio. Ableton's right there. We're already recording.
Come
Let's just
on.
go, man. Let's just go.
Maximo, it's been a fucking pleasure, man. Thank you so much for coming on. We really
Absolutely.
appreciate you. We'll
Absolutely.
plug in all your socials below, your Spotify. We'll throw it in
Bing,
there.
bing, bing, bing,
Boom,
right
boom,
there.
boom.
There, ba, ba,
Boom,
ba.
boom, boom.
Yeah, baby.
Boom, boom, boom. No,
Let's
hey,
go,
thank
man.
you guys so much. And, you know, I don't really get an opportunity to do this too often. Person to person. I know a lot of stuff's been over Zoom or over calls.
Yeah.
So, you know, thank you guys so much for having me on this, you know,
Oh, yeah,
podcast
bro. It's a
type
pleasure.
setting. And this is a vibe, dude.
Yeah.
I love this place.
Dude,
I told you you'd get comfortable, you know? The camera turns on, and you're just like, you're locked, you know? You're just boys
Yeah, now
boys
we're
up.
just,
But
we're
come
just
on.
boys at this point.
Come on, baby.
Jeez.
Come on.
Dude,
Let's go.
Let's go, man.
You got anything else for us? Any, like, shout out to my mom, you know? I got this release coming up, bang, bang, all that, you know? Now's your
Big
time to
show.
shine. Let's go.
Big time to shine. No, definitely a shout out to Mom over here. She has been extremely supportive with music. I know a lot of parents aren't, but she's always holding me accountable. She's like, you know, you haven't put out a record in like 3 months.
That's fucking
damn.
sick,
What's the
dude.
next what's the next scheduled release? And I'm like, Mom, you're making me a little insecure right now. So honestly, like biggest supporter is my two girls in my life, my mom, my sister. Big shout out to them. They've been super supportive. Always, you know, I've been doing music since like high school. No matter what it was, it would have been like completely different style back then in high school, whether it was just like drumming or whatever. But they've always been super supportive of me, and you know, very, very grateful to have those two women in my life.
Let's go.
Supporting me. So
I like
Shout
that.
out.
that's it.
Maximo's mom.
That's it. Maximo's mom, Maximo's
sister.
sister.
Made a beast
And
out
sister.
here.
That's it.
Let's go. Well,
go.
we appreciate you guys tuning in with us. Make sure you guys check out Maximo. Smashing. You'll definitely see some big stuff with him coming up.
Boom.
We appreciate you guys tuning in, and we will catch you guys on the flip.
All right.
Peace.
Peace out. Woo.
Cue the breakdown.